Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another and last reaction for Konosuba. Thus we finished season 2. It is for the OVA, which follows along after season 2. As always, if you want to see my reaction, just go down in my descriptions. You will find a link there, and just replace the circumflex dots with real dots, and you can see what I just did see. Once you've done, please come back and hear me out what I think about this OVA, about what happened, what transpired and has gone down. And, well, see you soon. For those of you who have come back, welcome back. Now, wasn't that right? That was funny. I really liked this episode. It was, yeah, a lot in it. It showed most of what Konosuba was about all over the seasons again. And what I really liked is the fact that they went full circle. So they came back to what happened in the past with the fortress. That was really a clever play. I did not realize this guy at the beginning. So it was in the end, just like when he lost most of his hair, I was like, okay, we will know him. He will either be just around town or we will know him somehow. But I really didn't think about the guy in this huge machine. So that was cool. They named this episode God's Blessing on this wonderful work of art, I think it was. Which is nice, which is a clever one. Okay, say they are patting themselves on the shoulders there, true. But it is fitting for the whole series. It was, I guess, maybe about the golem, about this android, whatever. But in the end, they kind of tapped their own shoulder, which is okay, because it really is a nice series. Then we met Ren at the beginning. So we know now that she is not what she seemed to be. But at this moment, she was a young, aspiring adventurer, wanting to conquer the world herself. And, well, how to say, Konosuba, it is, Satu really used it. He was like, I have my first fan, which I can completely understand that he liked. But he gave her the hard alcohol because he was not willing to show her that he's not able to drink it, to drown it, because he just ordered because he's stupid. I know now that the lady who owns the place kind of tricked him there by giving him this alcohol, by getting him to order it. So she played him from the beginning, and she gave it to her, which she then used to lure him, force him into a quest by saying, you gave a young girl hard alcohol. Really, that's not okay, but I can see that. So that's why they accepted the quest for the golem in the first place. Which looked cool, by the way. Knowing now who created the golem and how he was, I can see why the golem acted the way he did. It's just like his master, you know? But first, Satu talked Megumin into going along. So first he got darkness, because there's a huge golem, heavy puncher, darkness is in. And then he talked Megumin in by just going for, it's an adventure, you will be famous, your book of tales. So Megumin is in a lot of ways more the real adventurer than any of the others are. She is the one who goes for fame. And well, Aqua he got by stealing her stuff. So, well. I think he really stole her stuff, right? Not just took it. Because I remember that he said something about her clothes as not having. So, thus she possibly has no underwear he could steal. So instead she lost the most precious to her, which is her staff. That's fitting. I think that's what happened. The golem looked pretty cool. And it was more like a huge robot. And I was just waiting for Godzilla to appear, you know, and a bit of fighting there. And Megumin wanted it as her pet, which is another thing that became hilarious, creating her own golem version then in the mansion. It definitely was no pet, but that was interesting to see a new side on her. I mean, she goes for pets all the time. She has her demon cat, She totally wanted to get Jaripa, I think it was, the red dragon, the little one. And now she wanted to have the golem, so that's fitting. Seems to be a constant theme. And Aqua promised her we will get you a new one. All that while Darkness was being first pushed to the ground, which she liked, and then being played with. You know what I mean. Seeing who created the golem, kind of creep, it was fitting. Before that it was like, what the heck is going on again? You remember when I talked about this series being a lot of fan service sometimes? Yeah, there it was again. Well, they beat the golem with the explosions from Megumin, which once again showed how powerful she has become by now. And then it went up with an self-destruct. So you can see there's some guy from Japan or from our world doing it just by stuff like that. And once again we met someone from the past. So Mitsurugi was back with his sword. I was really waiting for Satu to steal it again. I mean, he could. Why not? But he didn't. So they fought about the fan, which once again was a lure to get Satu into accepting another quest. To go into these ruins and search for interesting stuff. Which he accepted. Again. And, well, this time it was Aqua who wanted to come along. Strangely enough. And that's when it went down. So we have seen once again ghost-possessed dolls. One thing from the past again. So it's like they put in a lot of what happened in the season and let's throw it in again. Ghost-possessed dolls we had. The creepy guy who created a huge war machine we had again. Mitsurugi, the real adventurer, we had again. So it's a recap in many ways, but a positive one, a really nice one, and they were able to put it into one episode without it feeling forced, and that's what I really liked. I mean, the ghost-possessed dolls had no real reason to be there, but it was funny. Another thing that this episode, this OVA did, is playing with voices, you know? If your voice is lower, it means you're cooler. Sure. Same for Aqua, you know? If you're sounding godly, then you are godly, whatever. So he had a point of standing. Everyone was able to show his abilities in this episode. In case of Satu, ability is creepiness on a very high level. So they found the diary of the old man, who got from Aqua, I guess, the powers to create whatever he can think of. Which he wanted to use for good in the beginning, and then his real inner creep came out, so he became like Satu again. And he didn't do it anymore. He wanted just to create a doll for himself. So he created all of it, and in the end he went out to work for a technological kingdom to get money to then just buy the kind of girl he wants, you know, by paying for her services. So that's how this place came to be. And his final creation was this doll that they released in the picture down here. And there was no question, there's a big button, someone has to press it. And interestingly enough, it was Aqua in the end. There once again, Darkness isn't, you know, she's kind of relaxed. Aqua it was, and they released this doll for playing, which was not the kind of doll that Satu was expecting, nor anyone. In my opinion, it may have been a perfect doll for Darkness. Maybe a little bit too much there, but well. But I remember this one, who's your master? I'm your master. And Darkness like, if you want to play that, why don't you do it with me? We can do Back in the Mansion, you know? Be my master. So she was a mistress in the end, the doll. And not an easy one, it seems. She was really going nuts, which is fitting what the old guy wrote before, you know. So they blew the place again, and yes, they even told it before what would be happening. You know, you will open this this cave, this hidden place. I will get frightened. Darkness will be handled mean, and Megumin will blow the place in the end without regarding of Satu if he's being hurt. And then we will have to pay for it. That's a story every time. So nice. So that's happened. They had to pay for it. I guess it seems there's enough left. Otherwise, they would be very, very down. And then we could finally see what it all was about. The fact that Ran was paid to lure him in all the time and was asking for more money, which I can understand. And we finished off with Satu being himself and stealing, very likely, panties. The story of Konosuba. Nice, I really liked that. It was a funny episode. It was a really nice and uplifting one. It was the end of this journey, so I enjoyed this series a lot. I really did. And well, maybe we will see a little bit more of it in the future. We don't know. Maybe. So I hope you liked this journey as well. I guess you have seen this series before, so I hope you enjoyed watching me and reacting to it. This is it. It's once again over, so that means we finish this and search for another quest for the next level, you know? I guess we all leveled a little bit while we're watching this series. Up to the next one. Here we go. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.